Monster Hunter Rise and its expansion, Sunbreak, is a fantastic game if we look past the atrocious post-game. But like any other game of this nature, Sunbreak is no stranger to funny moments happening at the most unexpected of times. Most hunts tend to be fairly normal, but some things do go wrong in unexpected and, quite frankly, ridiculous or straight up dumb ways. So in an attempt to hastily put a video together for this week, I'm showing off some moments that dumbfounded me, making me question what happened to cause such a bro moment. My name is Phoenix, and this is the biggest bro moments that I have witnessed in Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. Let's go. Starting off with the monster that made me get Iceborne, this one I didn't fully understand until looking back at the footage. Gold Rathian proceeded to launch her big airborne fireball, but just as she's about to fire, she falls out of the air. I didn't realize what happened on first glance, and on replay I thought it was my Sakura slash that flinched her. Nope, it was my Palamute jumping up and grabbing onto Goldian's tail. This move always causes a flinch when it happens, but it's rare to see it happen when the monster is readying their strongest attack. This won't be the only time we see this, so buckle up. Up next we have a regular "you had one job" moment from a Palico. On the way to continue a fight with Flaming Espinas, I chose to take an Anjanath there in order to give me some bonus damage and a free topple. But as I mount the Anjanath, my Palico places down the healing Clover Bats, and now I can't get the regen from them. This would have completely gone to waste if it weren't for the fact that he placed them down again in the zone I went to, letting me get the regen after I finished the Mounted Punisher. Seriously, Palico AI isn't very smart sometimes. Up next is a clip that I actually grabbed this morning as I was farming Risen Crimson Glow Valstrax. I'm surprised at making any progress with him at all, but even more surprised at what happened here. He was getting ready to unleash his strongest attack, which was a big spin followed by a violent stab, and before he's able to unleash it, he flinches. And not even from any strong attacks. That is as pitiful as it can get, and this is one of the hardest fights in the entire game. How do you even let this happen? In another example of Palico brain farts, in a fight against Risen Chameleos, a series of events happened that leads to me getting stunned. Instead of knocking me out of the stun, however, my Palico proceeds to just plant the Herbaceous Healing in front of me, which I can't do anything about until after I recover from the stun. Making matters worse, Chameleos attempted to use his poisonous Hose Breath, but was just barely too far away to use it. I should have died because of Palico incompetence, but I guess it's normal to have brain farts and miss. Twice. In another fight against Gold Rathian, we were getting close to the end of the fight when Fugen left to grab a monster to mount. You can see him mounting this Almudron all the way back here, but also take note of this green crosshair on the map. Fugen went to all that effort to grab a monster to mount, then proceeded to just run them directly into a pitfall trap, then shifted focus to the Almudron, which isn't even the quest objective. We're this close to the end of the fight, the least you could do is not deliberately run into a trap. The first clip that I grabbed for this video, in a separate quest to battle an afflicted Astalos, I also needed to take down a Kushala Daora. I was getting close to being done with Kushala, and then proceeded to get beaten around from every angle. But then Kushala used a strong beam attack that threw me into the air, which is normally followed up by a Gust Ball. This should have absolutely killed me since I had very little HP left and no Wirebugs to use Wirefall. And then... he missed. Are you kidding me? Kushala, you had actually one job. How do you miss a sitting duck like I was in this case? And another example of the monster whiffing the attack that would have killed me, when fighting an afflicted Furious Rajang, I was unfortunate enough to get caught in his pin, which is followed up by a Thunder Beam directly on the hunter who is caught. Once again, this would have absolutely killed me if it weren't for the fact that... once again, an easy to land attack, and this time it wasn't even anywhere close to landing. Again, you seriously had one job, and you're not even up against a wall like Kushala was. I guess I should be thankful, but... And finally, what I believe to be the biggest bro moment of this video, in another fight against Risen Chameleos, we're at the very end of the fight and Usushi leaves to grab an Anjanath to finish off the Chameleos. Or so I thought. But when he arrived, he then bashed them into each other instead of going for a Mounted Punisher, which would have ended the fight. So now we had an Anjanath interfering with the next 30 seconds of the fight, which would have been over if it weren't for Utsushi's massive brain fart. I get that there are Starburst bugs in this zone, but the Mounted Punisher would certainly do a lot more damage. And he didn't even try to mount the Chameleos either. Fugen did instead, and Fugen just bashed Chameleos into Anjanath, not even anywhere close to the Starburst bugs. If that isn't a serious bro moment, I don't know what is. And that is the biggest bro moments that Sunbreak has to offer. If you have any bro stories to share, I'd love to hear them in the comments below. I know this was hastily put together, but if you still enjoyed this regardless, then please be sure to leave a like on this video and comment toaster down below so I know you made it to the end. If you want to see more from me in the future, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any new uploads. That'll be it for me for this video. I will see you next time. Farewell.